Hi everyone and welcome to Murder UK with me, Vanessa. Today we're at Aldlam Cemetery, which is just on the outskirts of Crewe. And we're here today to visit the grave of a 15-year-old boy who was murdered by somebody he thought cared for him. This is the story of Alex Rodda. Alex Rodda was born on March the 5th, 2004 to parents Lisa and Adam Sr. and had an older brother named Adam Jr. Sadly, his parents split up and Alex lived with his mum in Pickmere. His dad lived in a small village in Cheshire called Aldlam and ran the local pub. When Alex was just 13 years old, he told his parents he was gay, and unlike most children of his age, he wasn't afraid to tell them or to embrace his sexuality. His family encouraged and supported him. Despite Alex being bullied, he seemed to take everything in his stride. He attended Holmes Chapel High School and was a very popular and bright student. Alex had at least 8 best friends who were girls. They all loved him and he loved them. Alex was always laughing and singing and sharing his life on Instagram or Facebook, happily showing the world what he was getting up to. The 6'2" happy-go-lucky boy just enjoyed life. He was full of love and laughter and had the most beautiful soul. Alex would always tell his dad that one day he would take over his pub, as he loved the hospitality side of it. He and his dad were more like best friends. Every time Alex phoned or left the house, the last thing he would say was, "I love you." At the tender age of just 15, Alex received a message on his social media. It was from a 17-year-old lad named Matthew Mason, a farmer's son that lived near to Knutsford. He confided in Georgia, one of his besties, and told her that an older guy was messaging him and he was in the same year as her at school. Georgia told Alex that she was unaware that Matthew was gay, but realizing that she never really hung around with Matthew at school, she told Alex to be careful. The messages started tame and then became more flirty and sexual. Alex found this exciting and flattering. It was his first real relationship with someone, but Alex was still young and this made him naive and very vulnerable. The pair became close and started to meet up. One day in particular, Alex's mum came home and was surprised to find Alex and Matthew there. She instantly took a dislike to Matthew. She thought he was strange, and as soon as he left, she told Alex that there was something about him and she didn't want Alex to see him again. A few days later, Alex logged onto his social media and noticed that Matthew had a girlfriend. Alex felt upset by this, but Matthew continued to send Alex messages through his social media, even sending pictures of him half naked. Alex told him he knew he had a girlfriend and it was wrong what he was doing. He told him to either stop what he was doing or Alex would tell Matthew's girlfriend. Matthew pleaded with Alex not to tell anyone about his sexuality and offered him money to be quiet. Alex didn't think it was right and messaged Matthew's girlfriend and told her that Matthew was messaging him. Soon money was landing in Alex's bank account from Matthew. £50 here, £100 there, a total of £2,000. Matthew was trying to buy Alex's silence. Matthew sent Alex a message asking why he told his girlfriend about the pair. Alex again stressed to him that it was wrong and told him that he should come out and to admit he was gay. But Matthew wouldn't. He was brought up with a well-to-do family of farmers, and he was fearful of what his parents and friends would say, as he was surrounded by big farmers and being homosexual is not accepted in that circle. Alex confided in another one of his besties. He told her about how Matthew was sending him money and that he'd had a girlfriend. She told him that he was playing with fire and advised him to walk away. A few days later, Alex agreed to meet Matthew. On Thursday, the 12th of December 2019, Alex planned to stay over at Charlotte's house after going out with Matthew. Alex received a message from Matthew that day telling him that he was going to take him to a special place in the woods. Alex, being Alex, was laughing about it with one of his girls, who in turn begged Alex not to go. Something didn't feel right, but Alex insisted that he was going and all will be fine. At 11 p.m. on that night, worried family and friends had not heard from Alex. His phone was off, which is something Alex would never do. Alex's mum, Lisa, messaged one of his friends, Esme, and asked if she'd heard from Alex. She told Lisa he was going out with Matthew Mason for dinner and then going to stay at Charlotte's house that night. Lisa was worried, as she specifically had told Alex to stay away from Matthew. She frantically contacted Charlotte, but unfortunately Charlotte hadn't seen him. Soon all of Alex's friends began to message each other to see if any of them had seen or heard from Alex. Lisa rang Alex's dad, who contacted the police to report that his son was missing. Georgia texted Matthew and asked where Alex was, as he was the last person to see Alex. He replied that he dropped Alex off at the train station in Holmes Chapel because Alex said that he was going into Manchester to meet friends. Georgia asked him which friends, but Matthew didn't seem to know. In the meantime, Alex's mum asked Esme to do a missing persons post on Facebook to see if anyone had seen Alex, but they were trolled by people who said that they had kidnapped him. Lisa and Adam were getting really concerned and fearing the worst. Lisa managed to get hold of Matthew Mason's number and tried to ring him. She left a voicemail asking him to ring her and to tell her where Alex was. Matthew didn't answer, so she texted him and said, "Ring me or I'm contacting the police." Matthew soon rang Lisa and explained he had dropped him off at the train station. Lisa knew Alex wouldn't do that and told Matthew that he'd done something to him. Sadly, on Friday the 13th of December 2019, at around 7:30 a.m, Alex's body was found in Ashley Mill Lane. Police were now on the lookout for Matthew Mason. Police found Matthew travelling towards Telford. Matthew refused to pull over for the police, so they forced him to stop. While placing Matthew Mason under arrest, they noticed that he had blood-stained hands, and as officers began to search his black Renault Clio, it was there they found Alex's coat and a large blood-stained wrench. During questioning, Matthew Mason said Alex had struck him first, so he used the excuse of self-defense and stressed that Alex was still breathing when he left him. In court, Matthew said how he and Alex went to the woods and that Alex had started to argue with him. Alex then attacked him, so he hit him with a large spanner and walked away. But the jury found him guilty of murder. The truth of the story is that Matthew Mason was scared of being found out as being a homosexual and needed a way to keep Alex quiet. He lured him into the woods on the pretense that sex was on the agenda. And as soon as Alex's back was turned, Mason hit him at least 7 times to his head and body. He then stood over him and as Alex lay there dying, had a cigarette and waited for around an hour. He then drove to a friend's outbuilding, cleaned himself up, and then went to the pub to meet with friends. He thought that this was his perfect alibi, so he then sent pictures of himself in the pub, surrounded by friends. He later went home, got into bed, took off his top, and sent a picture to his girlfriend with a caption reading, "Night." He then got back out of his bed and drove to the woods. His plan was to put Alex's lifeless body into the back of his car, but when he got to Alex, he couldn't lift him. Matthew managed to move Alex about 20 feet before giving up. In June 2021, the judge sentenced Matthew Mason to life in prison and to serve a minimum term of 28 years for the murder of Alex Rodda. The Court of Appeal later ruled that the judge failed to take into account Matthew Mason's age and previous good character and reduced his sentence to serve a minimum of 26 years. Alex's funeral took place on Wednesday the 29th of January at St. James's Church, Aldham, prior to interment into Aldham Cemetery. His funeral service was attended by family and a large number of friends who lined the streets to pay their respect for the 6'2" fun-loving, gentle and kind boy who had a zest for life and will always be remembered for his beautiful personality.
So that was the sad story of Alex, and we've arrived at the grave, so we'll take a look at his stone. And it reads, Alex Rodda, born the 5th of March 2004, died the 13th of December 2019, murdered aged 15 years. A special boy who was missed every day, always in our hearts, and loved too much to ever be forgotten. And just at the bottom of the plinth as well, it reads, shine bright like a diamond. God bless you, Alex. So if you have found today's murder story interesting, don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Until next time, take care, stay safe, bye for now.